Hello, all you rabid Lions fans, and welcome to Lions on the Prowl. News, rumors, and debates from the fans' perspective. Here's Jim and Tim.
Hello, rabid Lions fans, and welcome to Lions on the Prowl. My name's Jim.
And my name is Maniac Tim.
And we're here this week. Well, man, I forgot what episode number it is, but that's okay.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. All right. So we're going to go into our shout-outs. This is kind of the Green Bay preview, and we also have last week's show that I forgot to put up there because I'm brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to combine those two shows, and we'll give you both shows this week. So this one is going to be the Green Bay Packer preview. Just full disclosure,
right.
This game is on way too late for me to do a podcast afterwards.
Yes.
And thank you, Monday Night Football, for giving us the finger, because we really appreciate it.
Oh, wow.
I'm
of course
serious. You don't start a game till 8:30 at night.
Right.
Who the heck can stay up on first shift and watch an entire game, and then by the time it's done, it's 11 or 12, and then you do another hour podcast till 1 in the morning? I'd be up at 4.
Some people who don't need sleep.
It's
the zombie nation, Jim.
I've done the no sleep thing a lot.
Right, yeah.
We'll see, guys. I don't think it's going to happen, but so we're going to do a Green Bay preview this week, and as we do most every show, unless I forget, we're going to have shout-outs.
Okay, my first shout-out.
Hey, Tim, who's your shout-outs this week?
Okay, my first shout-out is definitely to all you poor Green Bay Packer fans that are going to really be mourning after the loss.
Yes, we're sorry about that, but we're going to.
We're not really sorry.
We're going to kick your ass.
Yeah, I mean,
what we're saying.
Okay, so Oscar from work, grab a towel, will you?
Grab a towel.
Yeah. And Michael from work.
For your issues.
Yeah, go ahead and grab a towel too, because you're going to do a lot of crying.
A lot of crying.
Yeah, I mean, and don't cry to refs to get things overturned, because we know you're good at that.
Yeah, we know that the refs are in Green Bay's pocket. We already know that.
But seriously, my shout-outs are to my wife, Sherry, and Colt from work, Brian from work, Wayne from work, and Tim Reardon from work.
Okay, is that all?
Yeah.
Okay. And I have Brendan from work, Devin from work, Beth from work, Carrie from work, Marcus from work, because we know Marcus. We're all a friend of the show, been on the show before. Dawn from work of the dead. And I think that's going to be it, because I'll probably miss people anyway, so that's just the way I do things, I guess. All right, so before we get into Green Bay and a little bit of what we think about what the Lions are this year, we'll talk a little bit about Matthew Stafford today. We're going to go into a little bit of the injury report, because it just came out, a couple of things, a couple of nuggets, so we'll get to that. But first, these messages.
Hello, Lions fans. Would you like to support the continuation of this show? Become a patron. Go to www.patreon.com/Lions on the Prowl. Thank you for supporting our mission to give you Lions news and rumors from the fans' perspective.
Have you tried everything to lose weight? Are you still looking for that one thing that is finally going to work? Then contact Tammy about how you can lose weight, increase energy, and gain tons of overall health benefits. It's safe, affordable, and so easy with just 2 capsules twice a day. She can be reached at connect.fitturtle.life. That URL again is connect.fitturtle.life. Do it today.
Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
Make it move, make it move, make it $1 million move, make it move, make it move, make it.
Lions have made a couple moves on their in and out thing for this week on the injury report. So we're going to go to the injury report real quick. Tim, don't say anything. Anyway, I just messing around. No, good news. T.J. Hawkinson has passed concussion protocol, and he will play tomorrow night. We're taping this on Sunday. He will play tomorrow night versus the Packtards. And then also, but Deshaun Hand is out.
Yep.
Mike Daniels is out. Slay will play. That rhymes. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see who else is on the injury list. We're not sure about Ashawn Robinson. He's nicked up a little bit, and we have a few others. Amari or whatever this guy's name is, Aworiorier. I can never pronounce that name, and I'm really usually pretty good at names because I used to watch hockey, and they're like the worst names ever. And I cannot pronounce this dude's name.
French names you can, but these African names a little bit different.
Name, whatever this is, I never. I hear it, and honestly, I can never pronounce and I get tongue tied right there.
And of course, in order to kind of cover your tongue tied, you make it sound worse
like
than
a dog.
Yeah. So,
because honestly,
no offense to you.
I cannot.
It's
I
just,
seriously can't pronounce it.
And I'm not going to even try.
Well, he's out.
So, yeah.
So, we won't have to worry about pronouncing his name because he's out
for
this week. Thoughts on that? Oh, so Devontae Adams is out.
Wow.
For Green Bay, and that safety they got, that Savage, he's out as well.
Wow.
So that'll hurt them a little bit, too. Aaron Rodgers actually showed up on the injury report with a knee.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of them that have showed up on the injury report this week that'll probably play.
Yeah, speaking of injuries, I wonder how Matthew Stafford is doing as far as
Stafford is still listed with a hip, but now he's full practice and ready to go.
Okay, cool. And the way he played last game, I mean, I could hardly even tell that hip was bothering him. I mean, he played awesome last game.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions played awesome last game. I think the Lions have Green Bay's number. I don't. It could be that this new coach and all that is amazing and will lose, but I don't see it. I think the Lions are going to beat the Pack-Tards.
Yeah,
I do.
I gotta agree with you, Jim, because we have had their number, and I know, like you say, different coach, different philosophy, but I think they're going to pull all the stops because this game, as far as the Lions, this game is so important.
Well, since Patricia, I mean, okay, and not even since Patricia, even before Patricia. So we got 2017 to now.
Right.
These are the games that the Lions have played with the Packers. Lions 35-11.
Right.
Lions 30-17. Lions 31-23.
Right.
And last year, those last two games are last year. So Lions 31-23 at Lambeau, and then 31-0.
Right.
Wait, was that the last one? Was at home last year?
No.
The last.
No,
one
the last one was at Green Bay.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay, sure.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So it might not be. I don't really know. It doesn't say home and away.
Right.
But anyway, what I'm trying to say is the Lions have beat them 4 times in a row, and it hasn't been close. The closest it's been is 31-23.
Yeah.
And that really wasn't a close game. It really wasn't.
That's why I don't think Green Bay deliberately lost that game like that. I mean, they may, because, they would have at least wanted to score, show that they could score against the Lions.
That's true.
And they didn't score the last time they played. Of course, this is a different season. Green Bay is undefeated against the NFC North.
Yes, they are.
So, but that comes
they
to an
lost
end
to
tomorrow.
Philadelphia.
Yes, they did
At home, and we beat Philadelphia on the road. But Philadelphia was really banged up. I think the Packers are really banged up too.
Right.
And so I think that this is going to be a really good matchup. I think Matt Patricia's done a very good job this year of designing a defense that really takes care of the offense. I mean, they do a good job. If the offense can match them.
Right.
And I think Kerryon Johnson has a big game. Packers are weak against the run. And they have been. I don't know if that's going to help in this game, but I think play-action pass is going to kill these guys.
Yeah.
I do. I think that after a while, after the run game develops a little bit, I think we've got chances down the field.
Yep. And one more, T.J. Hawkinson. Don't try to do a leap over anybody.
God, no more leaps.
We don't.
Dude.
Yeah, we don't need that. But we, we need you on the field. We don't need
not
you
on
to
your head.
Yeah,
on the field.
Right.
Yeah, that stuff, that leaping people stuff. I mean, we've been doing that a lot. I mean, the fullback was good at it. Bodden, he didn't just leap that one dude. That was
I know that was and we get excited, but then we can forget what happens.
Right. Danny Amendola goes in this game too.
Mm-hmm.
he's ready to play.
Cool.
And that's a big piece.
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm. And do you really feel what the Lions got here is the start of a turnaround to a winning franchise now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm seeing something. Okay, this is the same thing we did last year.
Right.
With Miami.
Mm-hmm.
We went down, whooped the crap out of Miami.
Right.
Which we didn't realize was a horrible team then. And then we just lost in our division like 3-4 games. We lost to Seattle, we lost to Minnesota,
Right.
lost to Chicago, and we were done.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't have that again.
Right.
We played really well against Kansas City, well enough to win. We went through that. But in this game, I see a Lions win.
Mm-hmm.
I do. And I don't see a Lions wins very often.
Right. Yeah. And it's Monday Night Football.
It's under the lights. It's Monday
yes.
Night Football. There's everything to say that Green Bay's going to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
There really is.
Right,
But
because
I think Detroit's going to win.
the league, at least I feel the league would like Green Bay to win.
Oh,
the
of
game.
course.
You know, it's
Of course.
just
I'm
they're
not even gonna
they're
argue
the
with
cin-
that.
they're the Cinderella story of the NFL.
The darling.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I don't like the Packers. I'm just going to
No,
put it
I don't
out
either.
there. I hate those pieces of crap. And I want to be as honest as I can be. And I don't care if Packer fans are out there. Hey, we won all these rings. I don't care what you won. I don't care because I know you cheated all this time to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And it just drives me nuts that we play this team all the time. We whoop the crap out of them for 4 straight
Right.
games, and yet we get no respect.
Yep.
Well, what have you won lately when we beat you?
That's
You know.
true.
I mean, so my personal opinion, I just hate this team.
I
Hate is a strong word, but yes, I'm using that word. Because, yes, I hate this team.
And I'm not going to argue with you, Jim, because it's just that's a team that has gotten away with the rest looking the other way, the league looking the other way,
Yep.
over and over again. But I mean, and that has not been with every game. There's been games where the Lions just went ahead. You go ahead. They lose one player and then they're done. Like when Kelvin Johnson was hurt that one year. We went to Green Bay
And we couldn't score hardly
no,
any points.
right. It was
we were
like
screwed without Calvin in
Mhm.
that game. I remember that game.
yes, and it was announced right before the game and stuff that he wasn't going to play.
Yeah, and
he
it
was
like
even
we were
running.
gonna watch that game,
Yes.
and then we were like, we're screwed. When
Yeah.
we knew it right
And it
then,
was
man.
like-
we knew it right then.
Yeah, it was like from the beginning of the game, it was like the hammer went down, the lights went out, the Lions were out for the count, and you knew there was no freaking chance of them coming back. But this is a different team because we have seen like Slay go down,
Yeah.
and they gave Kansas City all that Kansas City could handle with our top corner down, and not only just him.
Right. Right. I mean, we had some player. Hawkinson was out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal.
Yes,
I mean, he wasn't out the whole game,
Mm-hmm.
but he hurt himself in the game. Quandre
Right.
Diggs hurts himself in the game.
Yes.
We were without Darius Slay.
Yes.
So we had quite a few injuries in that game, and it didn't show up.
Mhm.
Which normally, to your point, normally when the Lions don't have like one good player, they're screwed.
Right.
And they'll just nail that wide receiver all game that the guy Slay was supposed to cover.
Right.
That didn't happen.
No.
So does that prove that Matt Patricia is actually a smart coach?
Well, it proves that, at least from what the evidence is showing so far, it proves that he's teaching them to win as a team and not just as a player, because that's what the Lions have been, more individuals over the years and not really a team.
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that to a point. I mean, I don't think that these players that are superstars had the team around them.
Right.
So I don't know if it's a bunch of individuals as much as it is really crappy defenses and really crappy running game.
Mm-hmm. But then there's getting your players to play for you, for bringing out the best in what you got, and that's where I think over the years the Lions have fell short.
Well, they didn't have the let me put it this way. I think the drafting has been much better. I think the depth on this team is much better. So you go from Slayton, is it a drop-off too much? Maybe not. Maybe Rashad Melvin is a number one corner. He's playing really, really well for the Lions. He played really, really well in Indianapolis and then he went to Oakland, which is a circus, and he didn't play very well.
Right.
So 1 year he doesn't play very well. Lions pick him up in free agency, pay him pretty good money, and he's a really good corner. He's played really well for us.
Right. But see, we have in the past seen where you have had players that go ahead and are in the reverse where they'll go ahead and not play that well for our team, but then they'll go to Patriots or another team and be all-stars.
Right. And,
so,
I think it's in a little bit of a reversal in that way, but I also think that Patricia's game plans and his usage of the players that have a multi
test.
They're versatile. And so they can play different positions, and he can position like chess pieces.
Right.
So it's like Darius Slay's out. Okay, maybe we'll play a different defense. So it's he gets a little help. The other guy gets a little help from the safety, and we get a little more pass rush. I mean, he does it to where, the Lions succeed.
Right.
And I think it's a credit to Matt Patricia and the Crypt Keeper. Yeah, I think so. I think they both have gotten together on the defensive end. I think the defense is playing well. I think the offense is playing decent.
Yes.
Special teams, that's a mystery. I mean, 1 week a guy is going for 100 yards, and the week before he's muffing punts and fumbling, and it's been rough on special teams. It's not been great on offense. It's not been great on defense, but we've done enough. Imagine if all three phases started to click.
Right. So imagine if the Lions keep going the same way as they are going, building, becoming one of those franchise teams that are just going to keep on year after year, being able to fill the holes when you use them. When you lose the players, when players get traded or whatever free agency, they're building something that not kind of like the mini Patriots where they can go ahead and over the years, they have been able to replace the players that they lose with. The parts.
They don't trade players in their prime.
Right.
Because they know they've got another player backing that guy up that can do the job.
Right.
And so they'll get more draft picks, so they'll get more guys that can back up and do the job. And that's what they continue to do over and over again. But the one significant factor about New England that nobody talks about is Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
We have Matthew Stafford. Stafford is about to become the first player to 40,000 yards, fastest player,
right,
to 40,000 yards. He needs 352 yards to gain that achievement.
Right.
Let me see. Yeah, 352. I was checking it, so I'm fumbling over the words because I was checking that to make sure I was right. 352 yards in the next 5 games, and he does it.
Wow. And he could get that. If he had, it's a lot to ask against Green Bay's defense because they do got a tough defense. Look at what they did with Dallas last week.
Yeah, and Dallas is a little bit
3
of a
and
mystery.
yeah.
No, Dallas was 3-0, but who
right.
did they play?
See, that's true, but
this is a good point. You have to listen to this.
Okay,
so they played Miami. I can't remember the other 2 teams, but they were really sorry.
Giants.
Giants suck.
And Philadelphia.
And Philadelphia we beat.
We beat Green Bay, lost to.
No, but I'm saying
right.
Who did? Dallas play?
Dallas did play Philadelphia.
Teams.
Yeah,
So
and Washington too.
Yeah, Washington's one of the worst teams.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're in a crappy division.
Right.
And the Patriots are playing these teams too.
Right.
Just to let everybody.
Crappy division.
Yeah, and they're also playing these teams that we mentioned.
Yeah.
The Giants.
Yeah.
They're playing they played the Redskins.
Yep. Miami.
Yeah.
See, in the NFC North, which I believe is the toughest division. I said that in the beginning. People were like, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's the toughest division in football. We don't have any team that's under 500.
Right.
They're all over 500. All 4 teams.
Yep. Right. It's definitely the most competitive division.
Oh yeah, top to bottom.
Yes.
Anyone could win that division right now. Any one of those teams. The thing is okay. So we look at Dallas and we say, "Wow, Green Bay beat Dallas. Oh my God, Dallas was 3-0." But Dallas played crazy sucky teams.
Right.
See, that's what they were saying about the Lions. The Lions were playing these teams, but these teams were all hurt or injured, and they made excuses why the Lions beat them. But the Lions did beat them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like San Diego.
Right.
A wonderful game or anything, but they beat them.
Yep.
Arizona, they tied, and believe me, I think they should have won that game.
I think so too.
But they started out slow. It's fine, whatever. Okay, so then when they played Kansas City, I felt they did enough to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt there was a lot of everybody's going to go and get mad about this, but yeah, bad calls. I do believe that. I do believe there was a lot of fumbles and stuff that we did that were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe there were some bad calls in the game. So whatever. We'll leave that be. What I'm trying to say is the Lions have actually played people, and the Packers have only who have they played? They played Chicago.
Right.
But Chicago hasn't been very good.
Mm-hmm.
They only beat Denver by 1 point.
And they play Chicago to they played the divisional rival. Yeah, but they played to the divisional rivals a lot stronger because your divisional teams a lot better than your other teams. No,
but what I'm saying is Green Bay beat the Bears, but we don't even know what the Bears are
right
now. They don't have Mitch Trubisky anymore, and they're not as good as they were. Green Bay also beat Minnesota, who I think Minnesota is a pretty good team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like their quarterback. I think their quarterback's their Achilles heel. I really do.
I gotta agree there
because they had a guy that was winning games and they got rid of him. So,
for this guy.
For this guy,
and they paid a lot. I mean, he wasn't proven. I mean, he was proven in the NFL, but he wasn't a proven elite quarterback to give you that kind of money.
No.
I mean, that was. I think they tried to fix something and they took 3 steps back.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think they did. So the Packers really haven't played anybody that, except for Minnesota, and I call that a quality win. But you sit here and you go in Dallas, do you call that a quality win? Is Dallas good? We don't know.
Right.
Because Dallas beat a bunch of crappy teams.
Mm-hmm. But they do got, now, it means too, is it you got the good offense versus a good defense? Because Dallas is known as being opponent offense.
Yeah.
They got great running back, they got great quarterbacks and great
offensive line.
Yeah. So, and that's...
And Green Bay shut them down.
Yeah, they did.
So we'll have to see what our offense can do about that. But I really like the pieces that our offense has. You got Hawkinson, Jesse James even shows up every once in a while to rob somebody or whatever he does. Sorry,
right.
Wrong guy. No, he shows up occasionally. We got Danny Amendola. We got a beast in Galladay, and then we got Marvin Jones. There's a lot of weapons out there. And then Kerryon Johnson. I think Ty Johnson. Is it Ty Johnson? God, why do I get this so confused? Because there's Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah.
It's getting
we need somebody caught controls.
Something has to be done about this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the running back out of Maryland, I believe, and he's been decent enough.
Right.
So McKissick has been decent enough. I mean, he ran 43-yard play on a pitch play or whatever. I like that. There's just so many different things and so many different. It looks so different than the Jim Bob Cooter offense.
Right.
But guess what? We scored 30 points on these guys with the Jim Bob Cooter offense.
Yeah, that's true. So
the last 4 victories, I believe, were under Jim Bob Cooter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
he
Bevel, but Bevel kind of has been kind of the Achilles heel to the Packers too, as far as and not with the Lions. When he was with Seattle, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I mean, there's.
And it's possible. But I'm just saying we had a crappy defense or a crappy offense, and it was very predictable. And
right.
now I don't see that as the same. I like some of the plays that he does and calls, and Stafford's going down the field again and looks a lot better than he did.
Right. Him and Marvin Jones have hooked up.
Yep. Marvin Jones, Galladay, Hawkins,
Amendola. I mean, it's just got a lot of weapons, and of course, Kerryon is not only a good running back, he can, So
there's a lot of good things. Offensive line's playing a little better than I thought they would. they really have to limit the sacks against Green Bay.
Right.
Green Bay is a very good pass rushing team, and they're a very good team against the pass. I think that's going to be a run-heavy offense.
Right.
I do. And I think that we're going to try to wear them down, keep
Mm-hmm.
the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hand. I think it's going to be a similar game plan again that we had against Kansas City, maybe a little different,
Right.
but similar. We want to keep
Mm-hmm.
their offense off the field, and we want to pound their defense
Right.
with the run.
Yeah.
I think that's a formula for success. And on defense, you got to come up with a scheme to stop Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Now, of course, in the past, though, it's been the arm of Matthew Stafford that has beaten,
Yes.
in those last 4 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well as for when we had carry on the running game
Yep.
there and stuff like that. So I'm just worried about don't play too conservatively.
I don't
you
think
got
it's
you got to
conservative.
get
I think it's this. They're terrible against
Mhm.
the run. They're awesome against the pass.
right.
You have to run the ball down their throat to get some passes lanes open. I
Mhm.
just think that's the key to this game is our running game.
Right.
It has to show up because, like I said, that defense is good, but it's given up a lot of run
Mhm.
yards, and so they can be had in the run game, and I believe that's what we're going to try to exploit. We have to be flexible. We
Right.
cannot just sit there and say, "Yep, we're going to throw the ball down the field every game." If this team's really good at defending the pass and rushing the passer, what happened when Kansas City started getting in on Matthew Stafford? Draw play,
Right.
screen play. I mean, he did that. I mean, the offensive calls right after Stafford started getting sacked
Mhm.
was perfect
Right.
because it drew him in. We had big gains because they were all going after Stafford. And after that, the protection was better because they had to lay off and really hold their gap in the run game.
Right.
And so it held those guys at bay.
Mhm.
It was a perfect, setup. It was a draw play right after a couple Stafford sacks,
Right.
and it was perfect. Just drew them right in, and running back ran right by him.
Mhm.
So, and that's what we have to do. We have to be diverse in our offensive scheme and be able to run the
Right.
ball because it does more than just give us a few yards on the ground and eat up the clock.
Right.
It makes those defensive ends not get their ears peering back and just going right after Stafford every single play.
Right.
And we found out how wonderful that is last year when he was sacked over and over and over again.
Yeah. He,
that-
yeah. He.
Jim Bob Cooters, shoot yourself in the foot off. Run for no gain, have Stafford run for his life on third down.
Oh God. Yeah.
Bubble screen to Tate.
Mhm.
It was awful. I'm sorry.
Right.
It was awful.
But of course, you still got to keep the option of the pass open because.
Well, you're setting
Yeah,
up the
right.
pass, so
Mhm.
you're going almost the opposite way. 'Cause
Right.
if they get pressure on Stafford,
Mhm.
you have to run the ball to keep those guys honest. And
Mhm.
if you run the ball right away and you can establish a good run
Right.
game where they're having trouble stopping it, they're going to put more people in the box.
Mhm.
Then it's a good play action. You got one-on-one
Right.
matchups, and a lot of our guys will win
Mhm.
those. Especially Hawkinson on a linebacker or something like that.
Yep.
I think it opens up the pass game. I think this game we really have to run the ball to open the
Right.
pass.
Yeah. Okay, Jim. I'm going to ask you to look into your crystal ball.
I don't have one.
Yeah. Well, just pretend you do.
Oh,
Okay. All right. And when it comes time to renew Hawkinson's contract, how much?
100%.
Okay. Cool.
100%. He's
Mhm.
going to be a star if he doesn't kill himself first.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I agree. So that there kind of proves that Quinn knew what he was doing when he took it.
Yeah, I
And
agree with
even,
that. I mean,
you know,
even
number
though
8
there were other people there, and I did want them.
Mm-hmm.
He's good.
Yes.
He's very good, and he can run for
Yes.
a tight end. I'm surprised at the speed he has.
Mhm. And
Tight end, a big tight end that he is, and his blocking is good.
Mhm.
So that's another thing that we're going to gain out of this, where he's
Mhm.
healthy again, is he's going to help in that run game a lot.
Right.
The games that he didn't catch many passes, and he was blocking, the run
Mhm.
game worked so much better.
right.
And Stafford was not sacked for 2 games.
Wow. That's good.
I mean, so there's
Mhm.
there's pluses that he brings a lot to the table.
Yep.
He really does.
Yep. And of course, we're getting to the part too where you're playing the teams that love to sack Stafford.
Yes.
Which is, of course, our
Minnesota,
Chicago. I mean,
You
you got these defenses that, I mean, last year Stafford got ate up
Pummeled
by both of those teams,
Yeah.
and man, it was surprising they were still walking at the end of the year.
It's
It was
still walking now.
Yeah,
You know, I don't know how they keep him upright. There must be some pretty good drugs in Detroit.
right.
Well, of course.
Don't, yeah, the drug
What am I
capital of the
saying?
world.
I'm just
Yeah, no.
No, but I think that there's been a lot of changes in Detroit. A
Mhm.
lot of them are good. Tracy Walker seems to be a really good replacement for Glover Quinn, even though
Yes.
he doesn't have the experience. He's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Quandre Diggs is not even on the injury list that I know of.
Right.
And so I think he's going too, so that's good. Our
Mhm.
secondary seems like it's solid this week.
Yep.
Linebackers, I think Jared Davis is a full go.
Right.
So, and I don't think he was even on the injury
Yeah.
report this week. And adding in Tavai, who I think has
Right.
been playing really well. And Christian Jones is
Mhm.
he's an underrated player.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Jones has been playing really well as well.
Yeah.
And we still got Flowers. We still got, Harrison's a go, so Snacks is going to play. But Snacks has not been himself this year.
Right.
And I think it's due to injury.
Mm-hmm.
He's
And
not
of
going to
course,
say it. He's not going to make any
Right.
excuses, but I think it's injury related.
and of course, he did hold out.
I don't think that's the key.
Okay.
I think that he's injured.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem to have the power that he did, so that it must be it's either a shoulder or something in the legs.
Okay.
'Cause he's not getting that
Mhm.
burst and just pushing
Yeah.
people back like he did last year.
And man, is Daniels like one of the most unluckiest guys there is, because I'm sure this was one of the games he wanted to be at,
Yeah, he wanted to be in.
because he wanted to
Yeah.
give a little bit of payback to Green Bay for
Well, he
what
gets
they
foot
did.
injuries 2 years in a row
Yeah.
now, and took him out of quite a few games. And
You kind of wonder
yeah,
if Green Bay
yeah.
made the right decision.
Yeah, I don't know that.
But-
I mean, I think I haven't seen much from
Mm-hmm.
him, really. I haven't seen much from him. Trey Flowers was the same way for a while, and then he's starting to come out
Right.
a little bit now, which is surprising that he had a slow start
Yeah.
because he was with Patricia all
Right.
the time.
Yeah, unfortunately, us being humans, we don't have the replacement parts as like robots and other equipment
So you're
that you can
you're
get.
asking for a robot football.
No, I'm just saying that, once you get older, it isn't like you can
RFL.
go ahead and rebuild the engine.
It's just created the RFL, where if
It-
you hit the quarterback and he falls into pieces, it's okay. There's no call for roughing.
no. No, that is not what I meant. But I'm just saying that as you get older and as you get injured, that's why they retire.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
that's
but
why.
see, if you had robots,
Mhm.
they didn't have to retire. You just
I
replace
know.
the parts.
And yeah,
I
that
think this is a really good
right.
idea, Tim.
Yeah.
Life-size robots.
Just
So
go
that way
ahead and
they
have
can
them,
hit each other as hard
Mhm.
as they can. There's no concussion. Just
or there
replace-
could be robotic suits or whatever.
No, it's got to be robots, because then if there's people in them, we have to get concerned and stuff.
Just have the padded walls inside the suits.
No, just robots. So if they somebody's running down the field and you hit them in the stomach and they fall apart.
Yeah.
So there's going to have to be new rules, because if they half of them go over the goal line and half is still outside. Is that a touchdown?
Hey,
I'm
you know,
just kidding.
you know what we could do? We could go ahead and get the sideline army.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
you know,
there you go.
then if the refs go ahead and make a bad call, they could blast them away.
They could. Yeah, see there.
No.
A little more pressure there.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It was
Right,
kinda fun,
no.
but I see the Lions getting a victory this week.
Mhm.
If they do, they're in control of the NFC North.
Yes.
And I don't see Chicago winning it. And I've said this on this show,
Mm-hmm.
that Chicago would take a step back this year.
Yes.
And everybody else had them 12
Mhm.
and 4 and winning the division. They were so good. Green Bay, I said, was not that good of a team. And
Right.
they roll out to this really big, like
Yeah.
crap. They seem like they're really good, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, they'll fall apart. I'm letting you know now.
Okay.
They'll fall apart.
God,
I've said
I
it
hope
here
you're
first.
right.
And Minnesota has that quarterback issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think their defense is as good as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Still very good. Still,
Right.
I mean, I think the NFC North has the best defenses in the league.
Mhm.
I mean, just top to bottom, they got good
Right.
defenses. Detroit has a good defense. Chicago Monsters of the Midway.
Mhm.
Green Bay has the Fudge Packers. Oh, sorry,
Oh.
guys. I really don't like that team. Minnesota, they have a good defense.
Mhm.
Green Bay supposedly does, and we'll see how that works out for them on Monday. But
Right. Yep.
I don't want to sound arrogant because then I'm starting to sound like arrogant Rodgers, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a Lions fan because we know what we've been through with this crappy team, and especially against the Pack-Tards.
God.
We have been screwed over and over against this team,
Yes.
but we beat them 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
thinking
5 out of the last 6.
You're 5 out of the last 6.
So the last
6
game that they
games.
won, the last game that they won was at Detroit. It
Yeah.
was in overtime. That Hail Mary pass by
Oh, the
Aaron Rodgers.
The Hail
Yeah.
Mary that they should have never got.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way they beat us again with,
Mhm.
with a call that.
That put us
Question.
into overtime. Yeah, I mean, if you looked at the tape, it did look like he got a little bit of,
Yeah, ticky-tack
yeah,
ball.
and it's
At the end of the game.
Mhm.
Okay, so end of the game, Green Bay, Detroit. This was a long time ago. I
Yeah.
don't remember what year or whatever. It was in Green Bay. Calvin Johnson's 4th down, right?
Right.
Calvin Johnson's absolutely mugged by
Mhm.
this dude, by
Yeah.
Green Bay. Just absolutely mugged.
Mhm.
And
No call.
no call.
Right.
So you get your fingers on a face mask, and that's a call.
Right.
See, that's the inconsistency I am upset about with the NFL officials.
Yeah, it's like they turn on their flag hands or whatever you want to call them. Their glasses whenever they want to, and whenever it's okay. Oh shoot, the Lions might win this one. We can't have that happen.
Right.
And it's like, okay,
I agree with that. I've seen that several times. And I know people don't want to complain. There are 2 camps. One that don't want to complain about the refs and the BS that's happened to Detroit all these years.
Yeah.
And then there's the other ones that are like, no, you're not even seeing this like we're seeing it, This is a thing that happens to them, and we have to acknowledge it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the camp that I acknowledge it. I'm in
Yes.
the camp that, yes, this does happen to this team, and it seems to happen a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're in the news a lot for this crap.
Right. I mean, even when it looked like they had everything, when they go ahead and make what's a catch, not a catch, supposed to make that easier, and then it still stings you.
The more I look at that play, the more I feel like he was bobbling it before he got. I think when he got the ball under control, his ass was in the, out of bounds.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know if it's an instant you had control of the ball when you had your feet down. I think that would have been an instant touchdown.
Mhm.
But since he bobbled the ball and didn't get control until he fell out of bounds, I think that's what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it used to be if you caught it in the end zone, boom, it's a touchdown. But
Right.
this, what's a catch? And that we go back to that thing. But in this case, I gotta begrudgingly say I think it was a good call.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
I've
that kind of
looked at it
changed a
over
little
and over.
bit.
Yeah, because I've looked at it over. And
Mhm.
I was livid when I saw it
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning, but I also said, "Oh, this is gonna get reviewed," or so,
Yeah. Which they always do.
Well, they
Well,
always do, but they always look at the Lions like 100 times
Mhm.
more than
Yeah,
anybody
they
else,
do.
seems like.
Yeah, and it just has bitten them in the ass too many times.
Yeah, there's
And
been too
it's
much
like-
going on, but the Lions have overcome that this
Mhm.
year for
Yeah,
the
they
most
have.
part.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, and we're 2-1
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Yeah.
2-1.
Right.
And Pack-Tards are what?
Our
4-1.
4-1. Yeah.
4-1. So they
Yeah.
become 4-2. We become 3-1-1.
Right.
So how does that work? Do we pass
Because
them
it-
because of that, and we
Ye-
beat them? So
Yeah.
we're not tied with
Well,
them.
well,
are
see,
we?
they got a game. Well, I think it goes by percentage. Winning
Yeah, it would
percentage.
have to.
Because they have a game on it. There's a half game that messes things up.
Yeah, and they also
And then they
haven't
have
had
that-
their bye yet.
Yeah. Right.
Have they? Or do
No,
they have a
no,
bye
they
this
they
week?
did not have.
No,
they
why
don't
not?
because they play. Yeah.
That was intelligent. Thanks,
But,
guys.
Uh,
Yikes.
but yeah, they. This should be for first place in the division.
But I'm not sure how. But anyway,
But
whatever.
I mean, because we were like a game. They had a game on us last time, or
Then we'd
last
be
time we
tied.
were in. Last time we were in first place. Okay, they had one more win than us, but because
Right.
of that half game, but they had one more loss than us.
right. So that even
Because we didn't. So
And the tie puts us over. Is that what it is?
I-
I'm so confused. when there's
yeah,
a tie.
I know.
I don't know. What the heck.
We're going to need to see what it is when it's all done.
Yeah, we'll
because,
need to see
I mean,
after we beat the Pack-Tards on Monday
Right.
night.
But see, last time they didn't have that game on hand on us either. It was just that it was that tie,
Right.
that
And
kind
we've
of helped
also
us
had
out.
we've
And
also had the bye week
Right.
too. Way too early. Thank you very much, NFL. Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Green Bay's will be right when they need it. I really hate that. And I know everybody doesn't like the conspiracy theory thing, but let me tell you, there is some screwed up crap going on.
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
it's,
this schedule, we talked about this when we first
Mhm.
started before the season, how brutal this schedule was.
and this is the second year in a row we had a brutal schedule.
Oh, just
God.
amazingly brutal.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we got through it pretty
Right.
darn good.
Mhm.
If you asked me before the season that we would beat the Eagles in Philadelphia,
Mhm.
we'd beat the Chargers, and we'd be 2-1-1 out of those games,
Yeah.
I would have took it in a heartbeat.
But let's just take a look at the Lions are going to have a brutal schedule anyway because their division is a brutal division.
No, I agree with
Yeah,
that. But
so-
okay,
but then you
it's
add
already
the
a
other
given.
stuff.
No, it's already
Yeah.
a given. We're playing
Mhm.
Chicago twice, Green Bay twice,
Right.
Minnesota twice, and those are tough teams. But when you actually look at the rest of it, it's like, okay, got Kansas City.
Right.
How
Mhm.
good were they last
Yeah,
year?
right.
Really, really good. Chargers,
Mhm.
playoff team.
Right.
You know, I mean, I think they were a playoff team, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Kansas City was a playoff team.
Mhm.
Philadelphia is a good team. In Philadelphia is a hard place to win.
Yeah, it is.
So that was difficult.
Mhm.
And then you got Green Bay on Monday Night Football
Mm.
in Green Bay.
Right.
I mean, these games were set up for us to go. And I guess the ESPN thing, they did it like 1,000 times
Right.
in this computer simulation, and we were 0-11.
Mhm.
Well, your computer's screwed, dude. 'cause
Right.
We're not. We're 2-1-1.
Yep. And it just shows how much Mr. Terminator knows.
So there goes your robot.
Okay,
football.
Skynet, screw you. Or
We got about 2 minutes of show left, Tim. So any final, but we're going to give our predictions now. And Tim, what's your prediction versus the Pack-Tards?
okay, I think the Lions will beat the Packers by a touchdown and a field goal.
So Tim's got about 10. What's the score, Tim?
Okay, 23
13.
13.
Okay,
Yep.
because that's 10 points.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
I got the Lions in a close one, but I got the Lions 27-24.
All right.
I think it might come
Mhm.
down to a last-second field goal, and I'm fully confident Prater.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to be a struggle. I think
Mhm.
that the Lions' offense it might struggle a little bit. I think against their pretty good defense, and I think our defense might struggle a little bit against their offense. We'll
Mhm.
see how it all works out. But for the most part this year, we've had an excellent game plan for every
Right.
team that we've played. And this is what we wanted with Patricia and all them and Gwen and everything.
Right.
This is only his second year,
Mhm.
and already you're starting to see the progress.
Right. Now, one thing the Patriots have been great at over the years is beating up their most fierce rival.
Yes.
And Green Bay is our most fierce
I
rival.
agree with
would
that,
say.
100%.
So,
I think the Pack-Tards are the scourge of the NFC North, and I think we
Yeah.
need to take care of that like a knight killing a
Mhm.
dragon. And we are almost out of show unless I can't read that correctly.
we only have 30.
Okay, so Tim, well, take us away, and we will come back next week with another
Okay.
show after this Pack-Tard thing.
Okay, go Lions. Lions on the prowl. One pride, Detroit.
Packers suck.